Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My speech is called Make Everyday Earth Day. Yesterday was Earth Day. Did anyone celebrate? Oh, there's one person who celebrated. What did you do to celebrate? We're green. Very good. Anyone recycle anything yesterday? Think about the Earth a little bit. Does anyone care about Earth Day? Does it matter? Who cares? I mean, it's just, it's just another day. Is it going to turn into one of those Hallmark holidays? Earth Day is actually really important. You might not think so, but if you start to learn about some of the facts, then you'll see why it's so important. So according to the census, there are 303 million Americans now, and there are over 6.6 billion people on this planet. And we're growing more and more every day. Unfortunately, we are also the most destructive species on the planet. So we're using up the resources very, very quickly. And there's more and more of us, so it's becoming more and more of a crisis every day, unfortunately. So what's happening? There's this global warming thing happening. I'm sure some of you might have heard of it. What's happening is that because the atmosphere is warming up, the climate is changing dramatically, and things are happening, things are changing. The number of 4 and 5 category hurricanes has doubled over the past 30 years, creating storms like Katrina happening. The icebergs are melting, the polar ice caps, and the glaciers are slowly drifting into the sea. The sea is starting to rise very, very slowly, but it's making an impact. It's making it such an impact that actually plants and animals are starting to move away from their environments and towards the poles because the climate's changing so dramatically. So that's why we should care about changing the environment and changing our ways. If we act now, we're going to be able to make a change. It's not going to be just one person making a change. It has to be everybody doing little steps to change what's going on. But it's possible. It's possible to kind of reverse what's happening. When you take care of the Earth will take care of you. As long as you start to live in a more sustainable way, the planet will sustain as well. So I want to talk about a few different things that you can do to help sustain your environment outside and inside, and also how it can help you physically feel better and healthier and happier. So talking about outside, I think you've probably all heard the phrase reduce, reuse, recycle. So reducing the amount of packaging that you're using, eating less takeout, buying more whole foods and not buying packaged foods, packaged goods, things like that. Not taking up more plastic bags, reusing plastic bags that you have. That's a good way of doing it. Recycling, making sure that you recycle all the materials that you don't need anymore. And just also reducing the amount that you're consuming. You don't need to consume as much as you do. People just don't really think about the beverage that they get in the morning, their morning coffee. They could carry a thermos or something instead of a paper cup, getting a paper cup from the coffee store. Things like that. Now, talking about internally, some of the things you can do is actually in your own home environment. Instead of using chemicals to clean your bathroom, you can use more mild soaps, things that are biodegradable, things like that. And look at reducing the amount of toxins that you're introducing into your own environment. Because it's not only going into your home, it's also going into the water system when you're washing, your laundry, or when you're washing your bathroom and you're cleaning the tub and the sink and the toilet, the way Ron does, or now his maid does. So you want to try to find more biodegradable products, and there are plenty of them out on the market now, so they should be pretty easy to find at this point. And then taking care of your own ecology, your body ecology, you can start by changing the products that you're using on your skin. You can use things that are more natural, where you can actually read the ingredients and know what they are. Using more mild soaps, shampoos, things like that, any sort of creams. Looking at the products and seeing what it is that you're putting on your body, because you can actually absorb things into your skin and you don't want to take in more toxins because it's polluting your own internal system. The other thing you can do is change the way you eat. There are a few different things you can do. You can start by eating more organic food. Organic food's good for you and it's good for the environment. Because organic is raised without pesticides, you're decreasing the amount of pesticides that are going into the environment as it's being grown. And then it's also good for your own body because you're not taking in as much pesticides when you're eating the products. When you're talking about eating sustainably, think about eating more locally. If you're eating produce and goods that come from farms that are just 100 miles away, it's much more sustainable than if you're buying things that come from California that's 3,000 miles away. It's a lot better for the environment, it's a lot better for you. It's a lot fresher, it's better. You can actually talk to the farmers a lot of times too and learn about the food and how they raise it. And the other thing you should think about doing, which is kind of controversial to some people, but think about eating more vegetarian part of the time at least. Raising animals is not really sustainable in terms of farming and feeding the planet. It takes a lot of grain to raise a cow, and that grain can be used in other ways to feed people. So if you can start to think about maybe not going vegetarian completely, but maybe a few days a week eating more vegetarian meals, it's better for you and it's better for the environment. So those are some of the reasons why you should care about Earth Day and what